Hello everyone and welcome back to the channel. In today's video you join me here for episode 2 of our brand new cruise series here on Coast to Coasters. This is our ultimate guide to cruising, where in this series we're giving you the ins and outs about everything you may need to know about cruising, from picking a cruise line to choosing your cabin, excursions and so much more. In this series we're going to share all our knowledge and experience with you to help make your voyage a little bit better. Now this is episode 2, so if you want to check out episode 1, which is all about whether cruising's for you and also going through about some of the things that are included in your cruise fare, be sure to check that out up here somewhere. But if you've already watched that video or you're just checking out this one, then welcome to the channel. I would really appreciate if you like the content to hit the subscribe button down below and help us on our way to 4,000 subscribers. It's completely free and it really helps support the channel so that we can make more videos like this and of our adventures. But for the meantime though, let's jump into episode 2, which is which cruise line?
Welcome back to the channel.
Ready for another cruise? Let's go!
So you've decided to take the plunge and go on your first ever cruise, which is absolutely fantastic. Now you're probably wondering next though, is which cruise line do you go for? There are so many wonderful different options to choose from and it can be quite a daunting task, but I hope what this video does is start to break down some of the different cruise lines that are available and helps maybe narrow down your choice a little bit. Now in this particular video I'm going to talk about some of the kind of bigger cruise lines, the general kind of mass market ones if you like, that most people that are kind of cruising and stuff will go with. There are other options available for like luxury cruises and kind of other different voyages and stuff, expedition cruises and that kind of thing, but in this particular video though I want to talk about the big ones such as Norwegian, Royal Caribbean, Princess, Carnival, MSC Cruises, the usual kind of favourites and names that pop up when you're looking at cruises. So let's jump into the video now, and which cruise line do you pick? Now I want to make it clear that which cruise line you pick is a very tough decision and often it's not always necessarily the right one, but the best thing about cruising is that there's different experiences available everywhere, and if you find out that a particular voyage wasn't quite for you, that doesn't mean that cruising is not for you. It may just mean that you haven't found your particular cruise line yet, and that's what's so fantastic about it, is that there's so many different cruise lines offering a variety of different experiences, from adults only to more family friendly. There's lots of different options for everyone. You've got the likes of Royal Caribbeans and this ship here such as Icon of the Seas, which is really aimed towards families and having that giant family vacation with water slides and entertainment and mini golf and sports activities and all these lovely things. You then got cruise lines like Virgin Voyages, which have gone down that adults only approach. So if you're looking to cruise as a solo adult or maybe as a couple, you may wish to go down that kind of route, because then you've got a cruise line that's adults only that deals with more kind of nightlife, parties, nice dining and that kind of stuff. You've got lots of different options. You've got the likes of Cunard, for example, as well. They have these really kind of classic cruise feel, kind of old school, almost like Titanic, you know, really lovely, very kind of prestigious cruising. And then you've got cruises like NCL and Carnival that go down the kind of fun approach again, like Royal Caribbean, MSC, which is more of a European based cruise line, again offering kind of family fun but at a slightly different feel to the others. And this is what's fantastic about cruising, is that there's no such no two lines are the same. You can have one cruise that's like this, another that's completely different and a totally different experience. It's absolutely fantastic and it's worth jumping into all of them. So how do you begin to pick your first cruise line? Now, the first thing to kind of consider usually when picking a cruise is where is your nearest port and are you willing to travel? If, for example, you don't mind flying or doing a short journey somewhere, you maybe have access to a larger number of ports and therefore a larger number of cruise lines. But of course, if you're maybe local to somewhere like Southampton here in the UK or maybe Miami in America and you don't want to travel as far, you may be slightly more limited. But that being said, generally the best kind of way to do it is just to have a little bit of a browse. You can go onto the likes of different websites like MSC or Royal Caribbean, and it will often list which ports you have available to you. For example, on MSC Cruises website, which I'll show now, you can choose a variety of different ports such as Southampton or Barcelona, and when you then search, it will actually show you all the cruises that are leaving from these ports, which starts to kind of narrow down your idea then as to what's available. Other websites like Seascanner allow you to do things at a little bit of a wider pace, and you can often search just by one particular port and it will show you every single cruise line that goes from that particular port and has sailings available if you didn't want to go straight to a particular cruise line. Other things to consider is, do you want to cruise with kids or without kids? Would you prefer a smaller ship or a larger ship? If, for example, you feel like you may prefer a slightly smaller ship with a little bit more of an intimate feel, perhaps something like Cunard's best for you. If you want to sail without kids, you want to leave the kids at home and just have an adults only experience, then Virgin Voyages is definitely a good option as well. Again, adults only cruising is an option. If, however, you want that big family vacation with something to do for everyone, maybe you like water slides, big kind of theatre productions, Royal Caribbean or Carnival, Princess, MSC, stuff like that, maybe they're an option for you as well. So you have to start kind of thinking about what it is you want from a voyage, and more importantly, who's sailing. If you know you're going as a family, one of these kind of bigger lines with the slightly bigger ships may be more applicable. However, if you want something a little bit more intimate, then maybe cruising with the likes of Cunard or Princess on a slightly smaller ship, but equally as glamorous, maybe that's better for you as well. Now, it is important to note, as I've already started to touch on, that there isn't a one-size-fits-all. What I absolutely love from a cruise, you may dislike. What other people really enjoy, you may not either. It's just dependent on what it is you want from your cruise and your particular voyage. There are lots of fabulous options available, and again, you can tailor it to how you want. And if you're not too sure in a particular cruise line, then maybe you could try something else as well. You've always got the flexibility to kind of pick something different and try something new. What I'm going to do in this section of the video is give you a very brief breakdown and description of 7 cruise lines that we've cruised with and experienced, and also that we feel the best kind of generic idea for all of them, to start giving you an idea of kind of the different lines available. I'm going to start with Royal Caribbean, and obviously Royal Caribbean are a really well-known cruise line in the space. They've got lots of lovely ships at a variety of different sizes. They currently have the biggest ship in the world, which is this one here, Icon of the Seas, and they're also known for their Oasis class ships for the likes of Symphony and Wonder. Again, huge mega ships with lots of fun activities and spaces for families. Quite often a lot of Royal Caribbean ships are generally tailored towards families, so you have things like water parks, mini golf, zip lining and different kind of slides on board. They're really fun. It's the full family vacation, but they also do have some older ships that are slightly more tailored to kind of quieter, more intimate feels and cruises. But again, for the most part, Royal Caribbean's aimed at families. Next up is MSC Cruises, again another cruise line that we've had lots of experience with here on the channel, and if you want to check out any videos on MSC, be sure to hit the subscribe button down below and check out our channel for all the lovely MSC content. Now, MSC is a European cruise line with a variety of different ships, some on the smaller side and then some are also leaning towards these kind of mega ships. Now again, quite often all the time, a bit more of a family feel. They're very beautiful ships. They do have a lot of kind of amenities like water parks and slides, but maybe lose out on slightly some of the different activities that other cruise lines are offering compared to the likes of Royal Caribbean. But that being said, they're a fantastic cruise line and really worth experiencing. They've got some very good prices as well, and they sail both out of Europe and America, same as Royal Caribbean and a lot of these other lines. But again, very nice cruise line, lots of different cruise ships available, large and small, and something to meet your needs. Next up is Norwegian Cruise Line. Now again, Norwegian Cruise Line have a lot of very large ships. They tend to be on the slightly kind of small side compared to the kind of ships you'll see at Royal Caribbean, but again, lovely different offering here, and they're trying to steer that currently towards a slightly different vibe compared to previously, with this kind of newer class with the likes of Prima and Viva. Fabulous ships, but slightly on the smaller side, but again, home to lots of lovely activities. On a lot of Norwegian ships, you'll find a go-kart track, for example, as well. Again, a fantastic experience for kids and families, really worth doing and experiencing. A lot of the older ships, you'll find lovely different entertainment venues and water parks. There's lots of fun activities on board, and Norwegian really do go towards this kind of family feel. Again, each cruise line offers slightly different experiences and price points, different offers, and Norwegian at the moment often runs something they call Free at Sea, which is where you get your dining, gratuities and drinks package included in your cruise fare. Now, not every cruise line offers this, and Norwegian don't always run this promotion, so it's worth looking around to see what they have. And again, you can check out Norwegian's websites directly to have a little bit of a look at what kind of things they're offering at the moment. Now next up is Princess Cruises. Now Princess Cruises is an absolutely beautiful cruise line with some truly stunning ships. We were very lucky to do Sky Princess last year, and it's probably one of the prettiest cruise ships we've ever been on. They are really lovely to look at. beautifully decorated with some fantastic food, entertainment spaces and venues on board. It's really, really lovely. Now, compared to the likes of Carnival or Royal Caribbean, they don't necessarily have a lot of the big kind of family spaces like water parks, splash areas and those kind of activities, but they do still have things like kids clubs and some fantastic experiences available there. We actually rate Princess Cruises Kids Club above, you know, Carnivals and Royal Caribbeans for being that good. We really, really did enjoy it. But again, slightly different feel to the other cruise lines, so it's important to start looking at the different ships available and what it is that you or your family may want to experience. But again, Princess Cruise Line, fantastic cruise line here. They also have a variety of different offers and promotions where you can get different level kind of cruise fares, and that will kind of vary the kind of type of things that are included. But again, check out the website to start getting an idea for yourself as to what they include in their fare. Now, next up is Virgin Voyages. Now, I've already started to touch on this a little bit already, and they are actually an adults only cruise line. So they aim this specifically at the adults. They don't want to have kids on board. They want to keep it as quite an adult feel, and that's what the kind of market they're aiming for. Now, they're about to welcome their 4th ship to the fleet, and they're a very different looking ship to some of their colleagues in the industry. But again, they're very fun, and perhaps it's for you. We have a friend of ours who absolutely loves Virgin Voyages. They cruised on MSC before. Wasn't quite for them. They cruised on Virgin and they found their cruise line for life. It does actually happen, and again, it's just down to personal preference. All of their specialty dining on board Virgin is included, and there are some fantastic venues, parties and spaces on board. The food is exquisite, the atmosphere amazing, and again, if you want more of an adult vibe and you want to leave the kids at home and stuff, then you've got that option if you want. So maybe Virgin Voyage is for you. Another cruise line, slightly different approach, but who knows. Next up, I wanted to talk about P&O, and if you're from the UK, you're probably familiar with P&O as seen on the TV or maybe online already. But again, another cruise line that offers a variety of different voyages, slightly on the smaller side with some of their ships, but their newer ones and stuff are kind of getting bigger and bigger, and again, a lot more kind of family spaces on board. Again, compared to Royal Caribbean or Carnival, maybe not as much in terms of, you know, large water park spaces and mini golf or roller coasters, but again, very, very pretty ships, lots of lovely spaces on board for kids and families to enjoy, pools, you know, theatres, all that kind of stuff, and of course kids clubs as well. But again, lovely little cruise line. There's lots of lovely content available about P&O online from both ourselves and lots of other lovely YouTubers. So if you want to check out any of them, definitely search YouTube because there is some fantastic content on P&O cruises. Now, last but certainly not least, I wanted to talk about Carnival. Now again, Carnival is another big cruise line, quite known in the industry for all their different voyages. Lots of ships here available as well, from very, very small intimate ones to mega ships now with some of the biggest in the world and most kind of exciting features on. Now again, we did our first Carnival cruise last year on the Celebration, and this actually had a roller coaster on board, which is kind of mind-boggling, but it was absolutely amazing. We really enjoyed it. They've also got things like mini golf and a splash area. You've got lots of lovely pools, different theatres and different gaming venues. Lots of lovely, really exciting features on board Carnival. Pricing very, very different to the counterparts as well. Sometimes you get quite a kind of bargain cruise on Carnival and a very affordable price, but they are also now starting to rise towards the higher end of some of their counterparts in the industry as well. But again, a different cruise line. It's worth pricing up to see what it is you may wish to go on. Now, I appreciate if you've made it this far, there has been a lot of information to take in, so thank you for bearing with me. But again, it all comes back to what it is you want from a cruise. There's no right or wrong answer, and every cruise line and every ship is going to give you a slightly different experience. My best advice is to start kind of having an idea as to what you would like to do while on board. For example, if you know your little ones really would love a splash area and a pool, but you also want to enjoy things like the nightlife and a good kind of theatre show, then start to look at which cruise lines and which cruise ships have that kind of thing available. Of course, if you want more of an adults only experience, you can start to tailor towards that, or perhaps you just want to choose a really small, intimate ship where you can just enjoy a nice kind of drink in the evening and a kind of quieter pace of life. The best thing about cruising is that there is a ship and a cruise line for everyone, and no two experiences will be the same. You have a chance to have a different experience every single time you cruise to suit your particular needs in that moment. So that's what's absolutely fantastic about cruising. There's loads of different experiences available for you to choose from. It really is a fantastic holiday. We cannot recommend it enough. So there we have it then, a little bit of a guide there on how to choose which cruise line to go for. It's a very tough decision, and I know there's a lot of information out there, but my best advice would be to go online, start to have a look at the different itineraries, the different cruise lines and what they offer, the different entertainment that's available, all these kind of different things and stuff, and sit and watch and learn all about this with your family and see what they get excited about, and that will start to give you an idea as to which cruise line to choose and to go with. If you have decided, please leave a comment down below. I'd love to hear about your kind of first cruise, or if you're booking another voyage, which one you're going to go for and experience now. We'd really love to hear back from you. Now, in the next video, in episode 3, we're going to be talking about cabins and which category you should go for. There's no right or wrong answer, and again, there's a different cabin to suit everyone and their needs. So be sure to stick around for that one by hitting the subscribe button down below. But in the meantime, that's going to be all for this video. Many thanks for watching. We really appreciate the support. We will see you in the next one. Bye!
Welcome back to the channel.
Ready for another cruise? Let's go!